Welcome to the Upperbox Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Justin, and with me today is Manong Paolo Perez.
Okay, because of that, I'll have to change my shirt because of what you just said. Fuck you for that. Uh, Dahil just
Manong.
sinabi mo,
Ayan, ayan, sige.
I will change my shirt. Why you make me self-conscious tuloy. Putang ina mo ah.
So, while Manong Paolo is changing his shirt, are you gonna change your shirt? So, while
Yes,
he's
I will.
changing his shirt, let me just go through a couple of thank yous, guys. Thank you for tuning in for episode 7. And we are at the semifinals for the NCAA season 99 and as well as the finals for the UAAP. Grabe. Ayan,
Muchacho!
ayan na siya.
Elusionar!
Ayun guys, thank you for tuning in. Pare, ito na. We are almost at the summit. UAAP, nasa summit na tayo. Championship na lang ang kinakailangan. 3 more games. Then NCAA semifinals. We're gonna talk about them later on. Pero today, before we go to the semifinals, himayin muna natin ang mga nangyari sa last few games ng NCAA, especially ng San Beda Red Lions where we are both supporters. Yung suot ko ngayon kaya nga ako nag-England shirt ngayon kasi 3 Lions. No? 3 Lions.
Ayoko suotin yan ngayon.
Bakit?
Nagcho-choke sa dulo eh. Sa
Ay,
semis.
hindi, balance naman tayo kasi sa'yo, champion, na
Mm.
yung una natatalo, tapos biglang
Hindi balance eh. Sa'yo talaga historically nagcho-choke sa quarter saka sa semis eh. Hindi balanced eh. Hindi eh.
manok yung kalaban natin. Manok ang kalaban ng England ko nung time na yun,
Oh,
ng Roosters ng France. Wala naman manok sa NCAA eh. Nandun sa UAAP, nag-choke din ng semifinals.
walang fighting cocks.
Nag-choke yung manok natin sa UAAP.
Mm.
Yun. So, mamaya na yung UAAP, NCAA muna. Mas mainit na laban sa NCAA. Although, mainit din naman Lasal UP. Pero, I just want UP to win. Oh, mamaya na. Mamaya natin pag-usapan yan.
Mamaya. Kalma.
Pero, ready ka na ba pag himayan natin tong mga pirata at ang mga leon?
G.
G. So, jump kagad tayo, no? Kaka-start lang. Jump muna tayo. San Beda versus Lyceum. Bro, ito lang yung I know we performed well. You know?
Mm.
The Bedans, the Lions exceeded our expectations. Pero, there's a part of me. It's been bothering me since after the match. There's a part of me that thinks their coaching staff talagang nilaylo lang nila yung Lyceum para hindi sila magpakita ng baraha on what's about to happen in the semifinals. Okay, alam ko magdi-disagree ka na. Pero, look, going into that game, assured na sila ng second seed. Tapos, if you think about it really, San Beda will jump into the third seed na facing them. Matalo ang San Beda, probably mag-third seed si San Beda because they know that di pagpapatalo ang San Beda sa Letran.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that, ako as a strategic thinker that I am, I will just show them a little bit in the first, second, third quarter, but I will not finish strong para hindi nila makita yung mga baraha ko. Kasi they know that they're gonna face San Beda again in the semifinals. What do you think about this, Manong Paolo?
I mean, I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility, but then again, I mean, I was just seeing how San Beda was really executing and how because my keys to the game for that game was we limit our turnovers and we limit the turnover points of Lyceum because they really rely on turnovers for their scoring, and we kind of forced them to beat us with Umali and the other guys instead of Enoch. Enoch wasn't really doing so well during that game. And for me, I I don't really buy into the idea that they were hiding anything so
Mm-hmm.
far. Kasi basically what they executed during the first time we met them and the second time that we met them were pretty much the same. No? Um, but yeah, I mean, we never know. But for me, there's no reason for me to believe that that is the case. Kasi it was the same game plan. And the difference was between that first game and the second game was that tayo, mas naaalagaan natin yung bola and we were hitting open shots.
Yes.
No? And which was interesting considering that Yuken didn't have a crazy game that he has had for the past
The last game.
yeah, he had a crazy game. Sorry, na-mix ko yung Letran game, but he had a great game. But it wasn't just him. So, um, I felt we really did a great job of stepping up to that. Um, and the keys for San Beda, not in that game, was to be really consistent, and we saw that they were really consistent in this game. Um, and yun nga, their usual contributors, Enoch, or Lyceum's usual contributors, Enoch wasn't really there. So pinipilit nila na si Umali ang sumalba sa kanila, which, well, Umali's a great player, nothing.
Yes.
Totally love this guy. I love
I
how
hate
he
him.
is. Well, I get why you would hate him. But I love him as a player. He's my type of player.
Okay.
I would love him in my team. I would love for him to be a Red Lion, 'di ba?
Really?
Oh, come on.
May dugong litran yun eh.
Ano ka ba? Marami. We have Latran's greatest player, Samboy Lim. As far as I know,
Yeah. Of course.
the
Okay.
Bedan. So,
Fine.
'di ba? So, I mean, I see talent, but then again, he's not the kind of guy that will carry a team.
Mm. Do
He
you
will
think he's
score.
just a good role player playing the 5 position?
He's a really good role guy. Yeah, he can score, but he's not the guy.
Eh,
Enoch's the guy.
yeah. Kaya nga, yung nga yung point ko eh, baka naglaylo lang si Enoch para hindi maano. Kasi assured na sila na second seed nila eh.
Well,
They have
let's
nothing
see.
to lose.
Let's see. Kasi we took care to ball eh. Yun kasi yung issue ko eh. Parang, and mind you, for me during that time kasi, hindi pa sure na sila kanila yung second seed. Kasi Benilde still had a game during that time.
Ito.
Diba?
Pero, win or lose, it's only going to be San Beda Lyceum in the semifinals.
No. During that time, hindi pa sure na twice to beat ang
Lyceum.
Lyceum. Kasi nga, ang Benilde, they still had a game left. So, if they lost that and Benilde would win their successive games, may chance pa.
Mm.
So, they were
So,
taking care of the second seed. So, sa akin, yun din factor. I could be wrong, pero yun nga, yung nakikita kong factor na why would they risk? Kasi mahirap pa rin. Iba pa rin yung may twice to beat advantage ka.
yeah. Yung kinakatakot.
Mamaya pag-uusapan natin yan. But
Uh,
anyway, it was a great win. It was a great win. It was a statement win that we can beat these teams. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what we really saw from that game.
and Yuken is just showing up, especially nung week na yun. He was
Yung
awarded the player of the week for the
yeah,
NCAA.
Yukian is going on a hot streak talaga. So
Yeah.
he has his confidence and ibang-iba yung laro niya, especially after he missed that game winner versus Mapua.
Yeah.
And the thing I liked about Yukian is hindi forced. It always comes into the system. It always comes yung mga tira niya kahit yung mga nagmimintes, it's
Mm.
in motion,
Yes.
'di ba? So
It's part
I
of the
love,
game plan lagi.
oo, hindi siya yung pilit.
Yeah,
Oo.
hindi siya
And
yung ititres ko na to para lang, just in case.
yeah, and especially pero alam mo for me one of the biggest factors why we are winning, Jacob isn't forcing his offense anymore.
Oh. Yeah, because
Hindi
you got guys like Payosing, Royo stepping up eh.
Well,
That's
yeah, I
why
mean,
he's not forcing it anymore. You can stepping up.
yeah. So, malaking bagay yun.
Yeah. Dito mo
And,
nakikita na basketball is not I team. It's a team game talaga. I team
yeah.
talaga, an I game. It's a team game. Na you need your teammates around you to win the
Pero
game.
sinabi nga ni Kobe Bryant, sabi nga ni Kobe dati, there might not be an I in team, but there's an I in win.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I
Sabi
will
ko,
not disrespect the late great Kobe Bryant, but you got a point there. Pero
but,
yeah, you gotta
yeah.
go.
But I think for me, I feel comfortable enough with what I saw to feel na we can really compete with these guys and we can beat these guys. And they showed that. They showed that we can win big numbers. We were able to contain some of their best players. Bravo also. We had a chippy situation with Jomel Puno.
Yes.
Uh, but yeah, no. Jomel also has been playing really well. Played really well during that game.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it was. Look, when you're playing against Lyceum, expect it to be that they're gonna push the tempo and expect it that they're gonna be physical and they expect that they're gonna try to force a turnover on your ass. Why? Because that's how they get their offense. They get their confidence off of their defense. Diba? So
Mm-hmm.
honestly, they're a little bit of a run and gun team. That's how they are. They take advantage of their speed. Almost all of their bigs are very mobile. Even O'Malley for his size is considered is a bit more mobile than even some of our bigs, diba?
Yeah, yeah.
They have bigs like Omandak, who is a mid-range bandit. He can also shoot the occasional three. Um, and you have guys like Guadagna who can shoot. Bravo, who's a really tough player. Um, and yeah, no, they're a dangerous team, but I think we did a really good job of, denying what's most important to them, which is, their defensive stops, and we were able to execute well.
Sige, going into the semifinals. Sige, unahin na natin semifinals because ito na yun eh.
Okay.
By the time you're listening to this, it's a day of the semifinals or tomorrow's the semifinals or tapos na yung first game of the semifinals.
Or nakapila ka ngayon, nag-iintay ng ticket.
Yes, naghihintay ka ng ticket. By the way, please huwag kayo mag-scalp. Kasi manunood din kami. Kahit si Paolo ayaw niya sa Mapua Arena. Ako, pupunta ako Mapua.
I have a pro. Titignan ko pa, but I really do not like Moa.
Paano pag championship tapos 9:30 ng umaga sa
No,
Mapua Arena?
I will watch. That's a championship.
Oh.
That's the championship. I am not gonna sit here and say I will not watch a championship game in Moa. That's dumb. But what I will say, if it's not the championship, I will not. I hate Moa. I hate traffic. I hate how inaccessible it is. I hate how expensive the tickets are. I hate how it's so far from my house.
Then,
Either
tsaka,
way,
no, I think Araneta is more of a symbolic then for us Bedans especially. Kasi if you guys didn't know,
where it
our
all started.
background here, if you're looking at the background there, that's Araneta Coliseum.
Yeah.
Iba ang tunog ng drums. Mas malupit ang tunog ng drums. And again, it's historic for NCAA guys, especially us, na Bedans.
Not just NCAA, Philippine basketball.
Philippine basketball. Yeah, of course.
Saka yung drums dun, alam ko, hindi sila kasing strict ng MOA Arena sa number of drums because of the way that the Araneta is constructed. Since it's circular, yung echo niya, it's not as harmful to players na naglalaro. So, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Kumpara, so the way it's structured, base sa kwento sa akin. Kaya, before, makikita ka ng mga videos ng mga banda, maybe, may it be Ateneo or San Beda, na ang daming drums.
Yeah, you can spell out San Beda before eh.
Oo, di
Tapos
ba?
may logo pa ng San Beda. San tapos logo
San
Beda.
Beda. Oo.
Yeah.
Minsan, mas marami pa doon. So, yeah, it's a different vibe. Anyway, yeah, I'll see if I'll watch. But definitely, kung may game 2, manonood ako ng Araneta and I'll be staying nasa Manila till the end of the finals,
Mhm.
probably. Um, but yeah, for me, um, the situation for the finals, for the semifinals for us, I think we're coming in with a lot of confidence in our game.
Yeah. Especially Cliff Hopia taking in player of the game. I'll skip lang over Cliff, our center, the big red lion, just took home the player of the game versus Letran. That
Yeah,
that's a boost in
that's good.
confidence.
That's good. And that's what he needs. He needs to
Yeah.
be more confident in how he plays because honestly, I mean, he knows this. His game has been up and down, but if
Mm-hmm.
he plays consistently, especially in these kinds of games, really tough games in the Final Four, sobrang laking bagay nun. Kasi,
Yeah.
bro, iba pa rin yung may 6'9" ka, iba yung may 6'8" ka, di ba?
Yeah, dude.
Um,
Iba yung laki niya.
iba yung laki niya. Sabi ko nga, di ba, biro ko sa'yo, nanonood tayo. Yan, yung high school, nakipaglaro sa grade 6. Di
Mm.
ba? He's head and shoulders above everybody else, literally. Um, so, it would be really great if he's more consistent with his game. Anyway, so for me, my keys to the game in this game for San Beda, I'll be talking about keys for the game for both teams. No?
Mm.
Um, let's talk muna pala about Lyceum. If you're Lyceum, what you're looking for are first, you would want to execute on your half court sets.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because you can't, with the way San Beda's been playing, and they've been taking care of the ball really well, you have to prepare yourself for a game where in which you will have to work on your half court sets.
Mm-hmm.
You have to execute well on those situations. Kasi kung hindi, dude, um, San Beda will definitely be executing in their own. Kasi they're one of the best shooting teams.
The best, actually.
The
As
best.
yeah, yeah, the best right now. I can't
They're the
believe I'm
best.
saying that. I can't believe that San Beda is the best shooting team.
Yeah, we weren't exactly that, diba? No, we were never that. But yeah, we're the best shooting team in the league. And we've also got a lot of strength. We also got a lot of height. So tayo, if you're Lyceum, you're looking to execute on the half court sets, but also you have to defend the shots well.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look out for those screens. You have to look out for those switches, and you have to close out on the shooters, which is really difficult in this situation because Sanbeda presents yourselves with with a lot of options to shoot. Kasi aside from Yukin, almost all of the players in Sanbeda can shoot three, except for Hopia and Viser, yung usual rotation.
Yeah, but
Jomel can shoot.
see
Jomel
Viser,
can shoot.
he's very efficient under the paint.
Yeah, no, exactly. But
Mm.
the things what I'm talking about is their shooting. You have to key in on their shooting
Yeah.
from the outside. So you have to defend that. You have to be really um careful on how you're gonna close out, how you're gonna switch. Well, you can't let them beat you from the three. You have to make them go up against you, go inside, and feel your presence on the inside. Use the body of Sean O'Malley to basically tear them down. 'Di ba?
Mm.
Mabugbog sila na pumasok. Sige, talunin niyo kami kakados niyo. Talunin niyo kami, saksak kayo ng saksak. Sige, but force them to shoot inside instead of outside.
Do you think
'Di ba?
Lyceum will have a change of plans going to the semifinals?
Oh yeah,
Magbabago.
definitely they'll do adjustments. And if I was them, I would for me just speaking for myself, I would do that. Kasi why? San Beda's big men have a tendency to miss open shots under the basket.
Mm-hmm.
May ganun tayong sakit. Si Viser may ganun, si Hopia may ganun, si Kuntapay may ganun.
Yes.
Minsan si Jomel sinusumpong pero hindi naman kasing lala nung iba, pero definitely may sakit tayo sa ilalim ng basket. So if I was them, I'd force San Beda to beat me by 2 points, not by the 3, 'di ba? Close out,
Bigay mo
press.
na lang yung tres sa San Beda, pero try your best to
Eh,
close out. Ganon?
hindi, wag mong ibibigay yung tres.
Okay.
Ibigay, force them to shoot from the inside. Force them to attack the basket.
Mhm.
Ganon. And also pressure the ball handler. Pressure the ball handler. Try to force some turnovers. Um, be physical. Doon naman ng strength ng Lyceum eh. Yun yung strength
Yes.
ng Lyceum. So, be physical, be fast, force them to take shots from the inside. Let them beat you that way instead of Yukian scoring 26 points from 3 points.
Pare, that was on fire, bro. That
Yeah,
was on
you can
fire.
that was his score line last game. That was his career high. You can't let them do that to you again.
Mm.
Kasi if you let San Beda shoot that way, Lyceum will lose.
Yes, definitely.
No? So, and you also have to take care of your turnovers. I mean, San Beda isn't really known as the score of turnovers, pero you're
We're
gonna
the
need
worst pagdating sa turnovers.
yeah,
So,
we're the worst on scoring off turnovers. We're the worst, but you have to take care of the ball. You have to make the most out of all of your opportunities. Use your athleticism with Enoch Valdez, Bravo, 'di ba? Um, and just try to really take advantage of that. Kasi sa totoo lang, ang biggest weakness ng San Beda are their bigs. So
mm,
if I'm Lyceum,
force them to
doon ako
attack the basket.
I'll attack the basket. I will
Yeah.
I will make Clifford Hopia. I will make Becer. I will make Puntapay. I will make Jomel Puno feel me.
Mm. By the way, the reason we're recording this, oh no, we're releasing this on a Monday kasi ayaw kong ibigay sa kalaban yung keys of victory ni Paolo. Kasi baka mamaya magamit eh.
No, I'm sure
Napakabias ko sa
they've
beda.
scouted it. I'm sure they've scouted it. But ganun na nakikita ko. If I was Coach Gilbert, um, that's what I would do. I will force San Beda to shoot to attack me in the inside, and I will be focused on our half court sets, execute on the half court sets, execute more on defense, force turnovers, pressure the guards, pressure the ball handlers, frustrate Jacob. Frustrate Jacob. Kasi
Mm.
um, you want to really disrupt the offense of San Beda. So it's a really good way of doing that is to frustrate Jacob, frustrate Yuki, you know.
Okay, last episode we were saying na Jacob was the focal point of the offense. But after the last two games, do you think he still is? Or medyo naglaylo yun na, ano,
Yeah,
it's a team game now for the Red
when you
Lions?
say the focal point of the offense, doesn't necessarily mean always na siya yung magsascore talaga lagi. Sa kanya dadaan yung bola.
Mm.
And he's one of the guys you would want to shoot that game winner.
Mm.
He's that guy you'd want. So, and we see that from San Beda, di ba?
Yes.
Um, so, yeah. Yung, and also to, if I was Lyceum, pressure the young guards. Young guards
Sila
of
Iman
Nigel
Tagle.
Gonzalez, si Tagle, si Royo, pressurein nyo ng pressurein para magpanic. Take advantage of their inexperience in these kinds of settings.
So, tapos, yeah, okay, gets. Okay, can we move on to the Mighty Red School now? To the original
Okay.
Red School? Kasi, natatakot ako eh. Binibigyan mo na ng advice yung Lyceum eh. Paano naman yung San Beda, pare?
We are a college. This is not necessarily a San Beda podcast. I know we're both Bedas, but it's not a San Beda podcast. I have to talk about this shit, and I have to
Okay.
watch it. Anyway,
I know, but bilang
San
host,
Beda.
may bias ako. Gusto ko lang talaga San Beda at Ateneo.
Okay. Anyway, so San Beda. What do we expect? What does San Beda need to do on offense? They have to continue with what they're doing. They have to be consistent in making the open shots. Because the system has always been consistent in the sense that has always provided this team with open shots. The
Mm.
problem in the past has always been one, defensive lapses. Two, we don't hit the open shots. Diba?
Yeah.
And three, we end up getting frustrated. No? So, in to hindi pa natin na-discuss yung Letran game, but makikita mo yung difference between the Lyceum game and the Letran game in how they defended. Mas gigil sila mag-defend kung sa Lyceum kumpara sa Letran.
Yes.
So, we have to be we have to keep our consistency. Our we cannot be complacent, especially in the Final Four. We cannot be complacent. I'm sure they won't, but still, it has to be said that we cannot be complacent. Kasi Lyceum is a very aggressive team. So we have to do that. We have to keep hitting our open shots. We have to have, as I said dun sa kanina na ang weakest point natin are the bigs. The bigs have to step up and be more consistent. Diba? We have to have these kinds of games from Hopia, 11-point games and double-digit rebounds. He needs to assert himself and he needs to be more confident in himself. Diba? Hindi ko hinahanap sa kanya na mag-20. Honestly. What I need from him is what I've seen is what I saw in that Lyceum game, and Letran game. Consistency in the rebounding, presence in the paint. Don't let yourself get bullied in the paint. Especially you're going up against a really good big in Sean O'Malley and a confident big at that. Diba?
Yeah, a very confident big guy.
The very confident big, and he knows how to use his body. Alam niya yung p-hit, maganda yung footwork niya. He has a pretty decent shot for a big. So, he has to step up. Okay. We have to stick with the system talaga. Yun yung nakikita ko. If we stuck to the system, reduce our turnovers, keep our turnovers low, like what we did in the second game, we can beat Lyceum. But if we turn the ball over, if we do not defend well, and if we are missing shots, hindi tayo mananalo. So, kailangan yung mga tatlong bagay na yon. Hit your open shots, take care of the ball, and defend well. Diba?
Okay, sige. Kasi pag natalo San Beda, diretso ng Lyceum sa finals. Now, if San Beda wins, hindi na natin makakover kasi the second game is on Friday. What do you think would be the adjustments Lyceum would be doing if tama nga itong lahat ng mga keys to victory for San Beda?
Well, if halimbawa, sabihin natin na sinunod nga nila yung advice ko na to attack, tapos hindi pa rin. At that point, Enoch needs to go God mode. For me, kasi ano na yan puso-puso na lang yan.
Yeah.
Yung ganong klaseng sitwasyon at the end of the day Siyempre may defensive adjustment pa rin, may mga adjustments pa rin. Depende sa sitwasyon. It's hard for me to say what those exactly will be without playing the game kasi you can't really know your adjustments without playing the first game, right? So, at that time, kailangan mag-step up ni Enoch, kailangan mag-step up ni Sean, kailangan mag-step up ng all of these players. Kasi, yung Bravo. Because at that point, you're facing a San Beda team that is confident, is on a streak, that is motivated, that is raring to go back to the finals. So, kayo, this is gut check time. This is how where you want to be kasi this is where you define your whole season. And this is how the best way for you to respond is by digging deep and winning that game too. Yan. Okay. Mahirap magsalita kumbaga sa mga adjustments nila without seeing the first game. But yes, definitely it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be an interesting game. If they go to a game 2, we'll still have to see what they're gonna do in the game 1, but I do predict that it will go to a game 2 though.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Very confident ka mag-game 2.
I'm confident. I wouldn't say very, but I'm confident.
All right.
Reason being is with the way these boys have been playing,
Yeah. Iba-iba yung confidence ng Lions ngayon.
diba? And you could tell that they're hungry. The community is hungry. And ako, medyo may pagka 6-man effect tong San Beda crowd eh.
Yeah. Totoo yan. Like,
Diba?
iba ang support talaga ngayon. Like, actually, I'm gonna shout this guy out sa sa towards the end. But shout out to SJ Abarkar. He commented on the last episode. Agree on the part na nasanay na sa panalo ang San Beda. Good thing sa losing, it unites the community. And it did unite the community after, imagine, for the past 2 years, wala tayo sa finals. So, it really opened the eyes of the community to support the school. I mean, that's also one of the reasons why we started this podcast. Like, nobody's talking about the NCAA anymore, in our circles at least. But, iba ang San Beda when they're hungry. Iba ang Lions when they're hungry. They're literally like real lions who are, going for a kill. And we've been preparing for this for the longest time.
This isn't the San Beda you want to face in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Because of that, because of the crowd factor, because of the confidence that they're playing. It's really difficult to play a game against those kinds of situations. Especially if kayo mismo backs against the wall kayo. Kung magpapasok ng game 2, expect it na if magkaka-game 2, maraming manonood.
It's Araneta Coliseum. And again, these boys are hungry. The community is hungry. And grabe, daming ready nang makipaggera na alumni. For those na hindi pa nakikita yung wala sa Bedan community, or if you're from another school, iba ang Bedan community right now. From circles namin ni Paolo to the younger communities, and of course the elders, talagang it's scary. It's preparing for war.
I've been talking to a lot of alumni. Some of them are flying in from their respective hometowns.
Ooh.
Some are coming in from Isabela. One, I think, is coming from Surigao. And all over. If makapasok to ng finals, people are gonna come back. Kasi gutom eh. And then we are yun yung kailangan iwasan ng Lyceum if you're Lyceum. You can't. You have to finish this on Tuesday. If you don't finish this on Tuesday, mahirap yung Friday game nyo.
Mahirap.
Super hirap yun. So,
sige, let's jump muna. Baka makalimutan natin yung isa pang game natin na hindi na-cover for last week. Mamaya na natin yung Final Four na yan. Balik muna tayo sa rivalry game natin against the Letran Knights. Kwento lang, I was supposed to watch this game with Paolo live, but work got me. It's Q4. Wasn't able to watch. But Paolo, how was the atmosphere inside the arena for the second rivalry game?
It was super weird.
Why?
Kasi kalahati lang nung arena ang may tao, yung kalahati wala masyado.
And I guess 80% are Bedans.
Di lang 80. 90.
What the hell?
Yeah, walang tao, bro.
Letran, walang Wait. Are you meaning to tell me?
Yung mga alumni nila matatanda, nakaupo sa Tatron, saka ilang mga estudyante, saka cheer squad nila. The rest, puro San Beda na yun.
Wow.
Like, puno natin. Yung lower box, puno yun. Tapos may mga tao pa sa taas, sa upper box.
Wow. You see how hungry the Bedans are?
Puno yun. Tapos yung kabila, wala masyado. Like, it got to the point na may mga bidisa nakaupo sa Letran side kasi punong-puno na yung lower box ng side natin.
Okay, this is either... I was also talking to some friends from Letran. Colleagues from Letran. Hindi kinawag na friends eh. I was talking with some colleagues from Letran. And talagang they really hate their current team lineup. No?
Well, this is the worst finish that they've had in school history.
And worst finish for a championship, a former champion
Yeah,
last
'di ba?
year. Yeah.
Grabe from high to grabe yung low. Pero when you look at it, ang grabe din naman kasi yung pinagdaanan nila. Biruin mo, 8 players ang nawala from that championship team. Ang natira lang sa mga naka-experience talaga, like nag-contribute sa championship, ano lang, si
Rayson.
Avillonar saka si Rayson lang.
Yeah.
Oh.
So leading to that, we've read an article from the Tiebreaker Times. No, there was a quote here from Coach Renzi Bahar na sabi, more on tinamaan daw sila na injuries than supposedly na yung mga leader daw nila, like Kurt Rayson and Paolo Avillonar, dapat mag-step up as leaders, kaya lang medyo nagkaroon ng pressure, din sila nakapag-perform. So, what do you think about this quote by Coach Renzi? Is this him berating the supposed leaders of the Letran Knights, or wala talaga?
Mahirap pagsalita kasi di natin alam yung nangyari sa loob ng team na yun. But I imagine that Rayson and Pao will not appreciate getting their names mentioned in that way.
Yeah.
So, what I will say is this. Letra needs to perform next year. Or I think Renzi might get the boot. Kasi, understandable for me, kung may taon na pwede mong i-understand si Renzi Bar, it's this year. Kasi, kulang talaga sa materyales. Tapos tinamaan pa sila ng injury bugs. Diba?
Yeah.
And to be very fair to the Letran Knights, a lot of their losses were very tight games. Even to us.
The first game.
First game was a tight game.
Yeah, itong second game, we have to talk about
game
this.
Na ngayon, humabol pa sila di ba?
Okay, sige. Let's just break the glass. You were telling me before the podcast, the Lions were playing with their food for the second game.
They were. I told one of the players, pinakaba mo pa kami Sabi ko, pinakaba mo pa kami. Pero they were. They were playing with their food. They shouldn't do that. Kasi it was in their hand and we were making lapses both offensively and defensively. And buti na lang yung last play ni Garupil, nagkamali siya doon.
Yeah.
Kasi kung hindi, was a one possession lead.
Although they were probably playing with their food. Especially in the fourth quarter, we were ahead by 17 points. Pare nahabol yun. Pero the first to third quarter, pare.
Yun na nga. Kita mo naman that they could be dominant. Pero pinaglalaroan kasi nila. They take their foot off the gas. They shouldn't. Kasi ganyan yung nangyari sa Arellano, ganyan yung nangyari sa Baste.
Although we had injury bugs during that time. So I guess that's the reason why talagang hindi tayo.
But I'm not gonna sit here and say that Arellano is a better team than us, with all due respect to Arellano.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that Baste was a better team than us.
Oh, well, that's true. But hey, at least during this game, we had Cliff, really getting his confidence and at the right time.
And Kuntapay,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he shot a back-to-back threes the first quarter.
Yeah. So that's good. And a dominant outing on the rebounding situation by King James Payosing.
Pare. Saludo kay King James.
Anyway, alam mo, I was talking to Dan Beranya.
Sabi ko, si Dan the Man ulit. My daughter, shout out to Dan the Man.
Oh, kasama niya si Arvin. Punta si Arvin. So,
si Arvin, the former president of San Beda College Band. Si Kapitan.
Batak na siya ngayon.
Oh, damn.
Si Arvin. Ngayon, batak siya. Anyway, as we were talking, sabi ko, alam mo, Dan, si Payosing sana yung what Jeramer Cabanag could have been.
Oh, yeah. The high flyer, big, athletic guy.
Athletic, diba? Oo. Walang takot.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, it could have been Jeramer Cabanag.
But hey, we're here now. And this guy showing up, we're lucky to have him in our team. So what else could we say about this rivalry match? Do you think this is like the poorest rivalry match in ages between the Knights
I want
and
to
the
say it's the
Lions?
worst. I want to say it's the worst. I would not.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I have to give it to them that they did. Letran did keep, ano, humabol sila, to be very fair to them.
Yeah,
Regardless of,
lumalaban pa rin talaga sila.
lumabas sila. Ito nga, sabi ko nga, Letran has a bright future in the sense that they have good players. Jay Garupil is a very talented guard. He's straight out of high school, pero he plays with a lot of confidence. He plays with a
Mm-hmm.
lot of swag. Um, and he's a tough player, pero he's bata pa talaga. And, nandiyan si Kwahao, Monhe, lumalaba, di ba? So, for me, ang kailangan dito is lumabas yung mga laro nila, nila Deo, nila, nila Kobe, Santos also. And also their new recruits. And I also heard they're recruiting um some of their the veteran squires they're trying to recruit, which are highly
Mm-hmm.
sought after. Si Manalini and Diamante. So, who were teammates of Andy Gemao and was part of that championship winning team. Anyway,
Okay. Well,
uh,
yeah. Ako may gusto lang kasi ako sabihin tungkol sa mga alumni eh.
ah,
Well, siguro naman nabalitaan na lahat kung ano nangyari dun sa alumni uh, ano ng Letran and Benilde, no? Hindi natin
yeah.
na-cover last episode eh. Pero a concerned citizen, but a concerned fan or a concerned follower of our podcast sent us a video. Green light ko lang kung pwede natin ipakita sa podcast. If it's greenlit, it's showing here right now.
Feeling ko feeling ko naman okay na yun kasi lumabas na siya sa ibang medium.
Well, ayun na nga. So, ikaw ang ating legal department. Pero, what do you think about these kinds of alumni going straight to the players? I mean, the first instance was
Yeah, the
tinapon
coaches
yung
yun.
tinapon yung bote dun sa coaching staff, 'di ba? Tapos hindi nakasama sa report na yun was the video sent to us na sinugod pala nitong alumni yung players and coaching staff in the dugout. What do you think about this? Kasi ito din context. I was talking to my Letran friends and younger Letran friends. Then pinakita ko sa kanila yung video. They didn't have any idea about it. And they said they really hate these kinds of alumni kasi nahisira daw yung pangalan nila.
Well, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
Definitely it's not a good. People, especially some people, tend to justify it. Oh no, they come from a different time. You know, um, that excuse is used for a lot of things, a lot of very inappropriate things, a lot of things that, regardless of the time, are not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they were getting pissed, of course, is context nga ulit. Nagalit sila kasi some of the coaches or who are Benilde and Lasal alumni respectively started to sing the Lasal hymn
Mm-hmm.
after they lost to Benilde. Bigla ng bato. And they were saying na wala, hindi daw nyo nare-respeto ang letran, gano'n, delikadesa naman daw. Ba't yung kakantahin yung alma mater hymn ng team na tumalo sa atin, all yada. For me, this has been the practice for years.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people are getting pissed about it. But what I would think that the reason that they are actually getting pissed about it, they're just frustrated about how this whole season has turned out, and these people are just looking for somewhere to vent.
Ito yung
And
nangyari sa atin when we were on our losing streak with San Beda. Alumni
yeah,
blaming everyone they could point a finger at.
oh, and yung release valve nila is yun, namato sila ng bote.
Pero
So
hindi ko ma-accept yung sinugod pa at pinagmumura ang Letran coaching staff, ang Letran Knights mismo at the dugout.
yun nga eh. I mean, hindi it's not a good look.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Letran school has to do something about it.
Yeah.
Honestly. Um, and my axe to grind has always been with Letran.
Mhm.
when we were playing them in the final. Yung monkey sounds ng time ni Ola, time ni
Yeah.
Sue, 'di ba? But the school never did anything. Um, at some point, the Tran has to take responsibility over the actions of their alumni. Kasi this situation continues because they don't do anything.
Yeah. And let me be just fair, no? There were times pagkalaban ng San Beda ng Letran, we still have those old alumni who shout
Oh yeah.
jeers at them, no? Meron pa nga ako narinig minsan, they use the squatter jeer against the Letran. Pero what I love about our community, especially the younger community of the Bedans, when I think there was a time na nanigaw na naman ng ganun yung mga alumni, the younger ones spoke up. Sabi, uy, hindi tayo ganyan. Stop it. Stop it. And hindi na tumuloy yung cheers na ganun. And that's what I like about our community na, yeah, we accept na may mga ganun din tayong alumni, pero hindi siya yung ano lang na, you know, we can tell our alumni to stop doing it. Because it's a bad look for the Mighty Red School.
Yeah. Yun nga. If somebody has to do something about it. If it's not Letran, it has to be the league.
Yeah. And sa ano
I
din,
mean,
sa lahat din ng schools, not just between San Beda, Letran, but all schools in the NCAA, even in the UAAP. Let's not be like this. It's a sport, you know.
oh, di ba may nagkagulo nung may nakita rin ako video Ateneo Lasal.
Oh
Habol ng
yeah.
suntukan.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it was an older gentleman then from Ateneo who
Yeah, it
taunted
was
the younger Lasallian.
the younger Lasayan and I believe that his dad. I'm not sure, pero probably related, kind of look alike. But yeah, naghahamon ng suntukan. So, I mean, parang, to be fair, it's a sporting event. Sometimes you're gonna have these kinds of situations, but these kinds of things dapat hindi nangyayari, especially for us, for Letran. In even some of their students have voiced out yung mga meme pages nila which are, I believe, student run. Talaga bumoboses sila na hindi tama yung ginagawa nila.
Yeah. It's
And I
not a
don't
good
think
look for the school and the league.
so. I don't think that these alumni will do anything about it. But unless the school does something about it, or unless the league does something about it, you know. And for me, it's clear to me that the league can do something about it because definitely they did something about it after John Amores.
Yeah.
They beat up security, yung tawagan medyo nag-iba, 'di ba? Mas naging stricto sila sa tawagan. So definitely they can implement changes.
Yes. And please, alam mo, ito din isang issue ko sa mga alumni na namamato ng bote. Baka iba na naman yung mga water bottle sa loob ng arena. Okay?
And I need water.
Yeah,
Please
and, di
don't
ba,
take my water away.
before, di ba, bawal ka yung bottle caps? Ngayon, pinapayagan na.
Tinatanggal, ngayon pinapayagan na. But
Baka
let's
naman
not
ngayon, yan din ibato nyo. So,
so
please, may
so
mga nangangailangan ng tubig sa loob ng arena.
yeah, and you got kids watching the games now.
Yeah.
Ang
Do you
daming
want to be
bata.
an example for that sa mga bata? I mean, you're our friends. Si Don, he brings his child. Si Merrick, she brings her child.
Exactly. You have marami ng bata ngayon even during compared to our time. Nung time natin puro college student lang nanonood at alumni. Ngayon ang dami ng bata nanonood.
Yeah. I
It's
mean, do you
surprising
want
to
to be
me.
that kind of example sa mga bata?
Yeah,
Diba?
so a lot of people might get this with what I say or with what we say about this, but definitely there has to be something done about it. Kasi we don't want ako, I accept the hooligan past. I am not
Mm.
ashamed of it. It's part of our past. It was part of who we are. It's part of NCAA history. But as I always say, some things are best left to the past, and these are one of these things.
Yeah.
I am proud of the San Beda community for no longer using the squatter cheer. I think I myself used to participate in that, but as I grew older, I learned and to that mali yun and should never be repeated. So I always discourage students and younger alumni to not say it.
Yeah.
But I'm proud na nawala na siya, and I hope it stays dead. I hope we never hear it anymore.
Yeah.
Um, and for me, I hope that the Letran community and the NCAA community really does something about it, kasi we don't want na mangyari pa na umabot to another John Amore situation,
Yeah.
or the return of all-out brawls in the championships, or in the bigger venues, or in San Juan, 'di ba?
And
You
wait
know
lang,
what?
I wanna shout out din to UAAP League. Kasi they're very sensitive about this. May isang instance nga na may isang meme page daw na nakawan ng photograph yung isang student photographer and posted the photograph on their page. UAAP made a statement about this. I don't see the NCAA making a statement about what happened between Letran and between the alumni and the Letran team. Ang nakakaasar pa as a basketball fan, as an NCAA fan, when I look at it to some social media pages about regarding basketball and NCAA UAP, minsan ang tanong na lang sa NCAA, sino nagsuntukan kanina eh?
Hmm.
Sino nagkagulo sa NCAA? I mean, do you want to be known as to be that hooligan league now where the games are very exciting, the games are great, the games are good? I mean, I know it's a more physical league, pero do you really want to be known as the class B of collegiate basketball? It's not that.
What I would say is this. What I would say is this. Yes, kumbaga mali yun. Pero at the same time, for me, sometimes the NCAA gets a bad rap na nga talaga. Kaya tawag tayo as the UAAPD League, which I for one, and what the hell? What are you watching, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
Sino-challenge mo
half
ba
of Gilas.
UAAP NCAA 24/7 to a debate online on a podcast live?
Bro, I can like, who are you fielding?
Si ano
He,
daw, si Chef daw, yun yung pangalan niya, yung ano niya.
yeah, no, I know him. I mean, I've seen his post. But anyway, I for me, I think that's kind of nangaasar na lang yon, pero people who really watch both leagues know what's the real score,
Yeah.
'di ba? And these kinds of things do not help us with our branding, with how we are perceived by people. Kasi the thing that I'm proud of this league is we are proud, and at the same time medyo frustrated. In the immortal words of Millwall, no one likes us, no one likes us. We don't care, we don't care. We are NC.
Woo! Okay, let's go back to
'Di ba?
basketball. Let's go back to San Beda. Ito yung ano ko parang is San Beda peaking at the right time? And if we are, bakit ngayon lang? I know momentum is at our side. Pero bakit ngayon lang? Okay, to just back up my statement. On the last 2 weeks of the regular season, both Bedans were named Player of the Week. We got Yukin Andrada, second to last week, and last week, Jacob Cortez. Tapos, fan votes. I've seen reports sa mga fan votes online kung who you got for the Final Four. I'm not sure if marami na talaga Bedan fans, but it's San Beda. Do you think San Beda will win the championship this year? And yeah, are we really peaking at the right time? Okay, threefold the question. Are we peaking at the right time? Uh, bakit ngayon lang? And the two questions na pala. Are we peaking at the right time? And bakit ngayon lang?
Okay. One, peaking at the right time. I think we are. We are on an upward trajectory. No? That's why I was saying kanina in the game versus Lacey versus Letran, yung sinasabi ko na we have to be more consistent. We cannot play with our food. We cannot. We have to be more consistent. We have to keep our foot to the gas. Yun yung sakit natin. So, as long as we do that, as long as we execute according to the game plan, as long as we execute according to the system, and we play to our strengths, minimize our weaknesses, kaya eh. Kasi ganun naman nangyayari. Going to the second part. Why now? Well, we've been hit by a lot of things. We've been hit by the injury bug. By Yuken, thankfully, saglit lang siya nawala. Second, I think we had trouble with the rotations then. We had also trouble with our consistency from the hitting shots. We were playing with our food. A lot of things, no? And we were visibly frustrated. So the good thing about this is that we were able to gather ourselves from the Mapua game. Actually, do sa Mapua game pa lang, I felt that we really gathered ourselves na in the sense that we were um, executing well
Mm-hmm.
and talagang breaks of the game eh, 'di ba? We followed the game plan, but the thing is, yun nga, it didn't work out.
We were just edged out at the end. Yun lang naman
Mm.
yun eh. The Mapua game, we were
Paolo
just edged
Hernandez,
out.
Mapua was a tough team. I mean, you got Paolo Hernandez, you got Warren Bonifacio, you got Quintus Camis, and a host of other guys on the bench. So it's gonna be a tough time. But yeah, but what does that for me from this perspective? A lot of people are looking at that game in a negative way. Oh, we can't finish all that shit. My mindset is we can compete,
That's true.
diba? Not a lot of teams could compete with Mapua this year. They were blowing these teams out. I mean, first quarter nga, tinatambakan na tayo nung una, pero humabol tayo.
Mm-hmm.
Means we fight. So, we make adjustments, we fight. So, yun yung mindset ko. Yun yung nakikita ko. And if you look at it from this perspective na the preceding games, the 4 preceding games, we settled on what we wanted to do and we executed. Our rotations was better. Alfaro, who is a great leader for me, he really
Yeah.
stepped up in his leadership role. I think he gathered himself, he gathered the team talaga. And for me, yun yung isa sa mga crucial na bagay din. And Jacob was also be able to control his shot more, involve a lot more of his teammates. So definitely there are things to work on. Definitely. I mean, San Beda will be the first one to tell you. Coach Yuri will be the first one to tell you. Yung dami pang kailangan ayusin. But what I would say is maganda yung we are in a good position. We are playing with confidence and coming to the Final Four, playing with confidence, playing on a positive note. Ang laking bagay nun. Especially coming into a situation that you're facing a team with the twice to beat advantage. And the fact that you know you can beat them because you beat them na tinambakan nyo pa sila shows a lot.
Mm.
Diba? It gives you a lot of confidence coming in. Isip sabihin, isip mo, fuck, I can beat these dudes. We can beat these dudes. Kaya natin. And the community feels that way too. Diba? We can beat this team. We're confident. And there's reason to be confident. Hindi lang dahil, we're San Beda. Hindi yun eh. There's reason to be confident because of how well they're playing. I wouldn't be talking like this if what happened was baliktad. Bawa, maganda yung pasok natin, pero ang pangit ng ending.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? Sabi nga ni Jaworski, nung isang interview niya, sabi niya, it's not how you start, it's how you end.
Yeah.
Diba?
It's how you finish. It's how you finish.
It's how you finish the game. It's how you finish. So, right now, they're finishing well. They barged into the Final Four. And they were able to get the number 3 spot. So, for me, we're in a good position
And
to enter.
we could have gotten the second seed spot, no? So,
Dude, if we won another game, we could have forced a playoff with Lyceum for the second speed.
if pumasok yung tres ni Yuken sa Mapua.
Or if nanalo tayo doon sa Arellano or Baste.
Yeah. But hey, again, I don't wanna take it. I don't wanna say na dahil kay UK hindi tayo second
No, no,
seed.
no, no, no.
Because of
We
that,
are in the third. We
yeah.
are in the final four because of the
The,
shooting of Mr. Andrada.
yeah, kasi because of that, it ignited his wildfire craze of shooting capacity, whatever.
Diba?
Because of that miss, pare, the past 4 games.
Miller time eh. Nag-Reggie Miller time si ano eh.
Oo. Shout out
Diba?
to Mr. Yuki na. Andrade, sabi ko nga sa kanya, bro, bibili na ako ng jersey mo. Sana masuot ko sa finals.
Gusto ko rin. Dami ko ng jersey ng gusto. May Cortez, Puno, Andrada. Anyway. um, but yeah, no, it's definitely something that we gotta be thankful for, but at the same time, we
Well,
have to stand on our business.
yeah.
We have to stand on our business. We have to end these dudes. We gotta come out swinging. We cannot allow ourselves to start slow. Yun yung isa rin. I forgot to point that out in our feast to win in this game. We can't start out slow against Lyceum or Mapua or whoever we play. Kasi when we start slow, nahirapan tayo. We're not a diesel engine.
Yeah.
We gotta start hard and fast.
Actually,
We
alam mo,
can't
kaya natin habulin yung mga 6-point lead, mga 2-3 possession game. Pero pag tinambakan tayo after nun, whew,
hirap.
yeah,
Hihirapan tayo. So
sobrang hirap.
kailangan I we need to start strong. We need to come out swinging. We need to give them haymakers from the get-go.
Yeah.
Ganon. Kailangan natin ganon. So, we have to stand on our business. We can't play with our food. Not now. Not
All right.
where most crucial.
Okay. So, we're going on a short break again. But before I go on a break, officially go on a break, may question lang ako kay Coach Paolo na ngayon. What would you say to the Coach Yuri haters when we were losing? And the answer will be after the break. See you guys. And we're back, guys. So before Coach Paolo answers the question, what would he say about Coach Yuri haters? Let's go muna to Coach Yuri's college program. UAAP Battle of Katipunan, UP versus Ateneo. How did the Maroons slay the Eagles? Akala ko ba you had trust in Coach Tom Baldwin? What happened there?
I still do. Wala. Lakas ng UP.
Ganun talaga eh. Lakas ni UP eh.
Lakas ng UP. Gagawin ko.
But baka naman mamaya magka-Tom Baldwin experience si Coach Yuri dito. Pero I doubt it. We're in a streak. And medyo mababa ang moral ng Ateneo going into the semifinals like us. Okay, so De La Salle. Okay.
Well, yeah. Sorry. Pumasok lang sa isip ko bigla. You have to be patient with this system kasi the fact that Top Baldwin. This is basically a letran, what they did. Ang dami nawala sa kanila. Ang dami nawala sa kanila coming from a championship and puro rookie.
Oh, sabagay. But he still managed to get into the Final Four.
That's the quality of Top Baldwin. That's the quality of the system. That's the difference. Top Baldwin is like... Anyway.
Okay, De La Salle versus UP. Sorry, I'm gonna skip over NU. I only know Enriquez from NU. Ikaw, may sabihin ka before we jump into the finals of the UAAP?
NU is gonna be a really scary team, but in the coming years. But dude, Kevin Cambao is a fucking monster.
Yeah, he's the first Filipino to win the MVP in the UAAP. Ay, sorry. Siya man, sa DLSU. Sorry. Sino ba yung MVP ng DLSU? Anyway.
I'm pretty sure may Filipino na nanalo sa DLSU na MVP.
No. First MVP na Filipino to win since 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, KQ is a monster. KQ, Evan Nella has been playing lights out.
Para kasi si Evan, I can't seem to support him. Sabi ko sa last podcast, I support Ateneo and De La Salle from time to time.
I support Evan.
But
I support Evan. I support Evan. Not in all choices, but I support
No, no,
Evan.
no, 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 no. That's not what I meant. I meant
I
is
know.
he
I
was
know
a
what you
former.
mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But I get why he did what he did. I get na lumipat siya. I totally understand it. Especially listening to his side ng podcast
Ah,
ni
well,
Mikey. So, he had to do what he had to do, and obviously he still loves San Beda. Nanonood pa rin siya ng Beta games every now
okay.
and then.
Kasi, why fall schools? Why Lasal? You can always go to Ateneo. You can go to
Walang
UP.
nung time na 'yon, wala siyang space.
Fine. Okay. Yun lang. You could have gone to Ateneo.
And and ang alam ko family friend nila mga pumarin. So, 'di
He had
ba?
a space. Okay. Fine. I get that. But again, props to him. Pero I mean,
Huwag ka naiyak. Naiyak.
we could have gotten a championship last year with him and Kwekote.
Huwag ka naiyak.
Sorry, sorry Evan. Nadadala ako ng emotion ko. Pero hindi kita sisigawan sa loob ng dugout. I'm not that kind of guy. Ako yung pupunta sa dugout at iyak lang kita. Ba't ka umalis?
You should have told me, we could have worked it out.
Yeah, we could have worked it out. We could have been a red lion until to this day.
Ano ba mali sa akin?
Maraming mali sa'yo. But hey, again, Coach Yuri's the coach now. I think we can get quality players coming into the next season. Pero, ayun, De La Salle, UP, who do you got? I got UP here. UP's just too strong here. I mean, quality din si De La Salle, pero scary ang UP. Scary ang UP.
I'll push back. I'm
De La
gonna
Salle.
go with De La Salle.
Really?
Man, yeah. I might go with Pasal. I know it's not pero I have a feeling. May pakiramdam ako that they can do this.
La
If
Salle on
it's
2?
Huh?
La Salle on 2 or La Salle on 3?
La Salle on 3. They're gonna lose a game.
UP on 3. Let's make it exciting for the listeners. Anong gagawin natin pag natalo ang ang UP?
Eh di pag natalo ang UP, eh di maglalasalhim tayo sa loob ng oval.
Maglalasalhim ka dito sa podcast. Ang batuhin kita
Oo.
ng water bottle.
Maglalasalhim tayo sa oval.
Ah,
Ibibideo natin yan. Maglalasalhim tayo habang nagja-jogging. 'Di ba? So habang kumakain tayo ng sorbete,
ganito. Pag nanalo UP, maglalasalhim ka sa oval ng UP.
Oo.
Bibidyohan kita.
Oo.
Pag nanalo UP, pag natalo UP, anong gagawin natin? Anong gagawin ko?
Mag-UP-him ka sa tapat ng Lasal.
LSGH? O De La Salle?
Tough.
Tough.
Tough. Tangina ako diliman. Ako diliman. Tapos ikaw GH?
Iniisip ko yung traffic. Saan ako magpa-park? Sa Rizal ulit? Mahirap kaya ng parking doon.
Walang game.
Ganito. Pag nag-champion Lasal, I will buy a Lasal jersey and I will wear it on the podcast.
Corny. De. Corny yun. Ayoko nun. Tangina ako kakanta. Kakanta ako sa gitna ng oval. Tapos ikaw, magja-jersey ka lang. Ulol. Ninoko mo.
Imagine the shame I would hear.
Anong shame? Nasa loob ka ng bahay naka-jersey.
Hindi, pag nakita ng parents ko yun, alam mo naman ng tatay ko eh.
Tatay mo yun. Gusto ko buong bayan, di ba? Gusto ko, makikita ka ng tatay mo na kumakanta ng UP hymns sa labas ng Lasal. Tapos, forever na yun, nasa video pa yun, makikita ko. Tapos, sasend ko pa sa papa mo. I-add ko siya sa Facebook for that specific purpose. Yung
No, my
anak
dad
niya po
doesn't
na
have Facebook account, so sorry.
hihingi. Pag nagkita kami, tito, pwede ko ba makuha yung Viber niyo?
Okay, sige. Game. UP him in front of Lasal. DLSU Taft.
Yan. Gusto ko sa'yo. Order mo
Okay.
eh. Gusto mo,
Pero ikaw
jersey. Daya ka eh.
hindi ka sa hindi ka sa Sunken Garden, nung ka sa grandstand ng UP.
Geh!
Okay, game. Stahan yan. Pinky promise.
Inang kakonyohan to. Pinky
Ayun.
promise.
Okay, let's go. Okay. What would you say to Coach Yuri detractors now that we are in the Final Four? We're blazing hot. Coach Paolo, your words.
I know people are just quiet now because they're winning. People are waiting for him to fail. But I think the way he responded to that really secured his position as the head coach of the San Beda Red Lions because he responded to the adversity. Now, for me, to really, really cap off this season, he needs to win this Final Four. Diba? Um, para sa akin of course, we want to win. We want to win a championship. Hope ko na manalo tayong championship. Pero as I said to you, nung hindi pa natin nagsisimula yung podcast na to, I'm not hoping for a championship. Bonus na lang yun kung makakapag-championship tayo. Kung makakapag-finals tayo. Sobrang bonus na lang yun. I just want us to rebuild and to really get back into our winning ways. And so far, Coach Yuri has really done a great job of that. So if we win this finals, kumbaga, may progression eh. May tangible progression ka from last year na nakapag-Final Four tayo, though we unfortunately lost to the Benilde Blazers, to now na we didn't just beat the Benilde Blazers in the elimination round, we swept their asses. And now we're in the third position and we are in a position to possibly go into the finals. That speaks a lot. Definitely there's a change of culture in the Red Lions now.
Benil was twice to beat last year, right?
Yeah, they were
Did we
twice
go
to
into
beat.
game 2?
No.
We lost at the first game.
Yeah. So, for me, to really solidify his position, he needs to win the series against Lyceum. No?
Yeah.
Uh, para sa akin, if he wins a championship though, I don't know what else you can really say. Honestly, I don't know what you can say. What else you can say?
Okay.
But definitely gonna naman yun eh. If he starts to lose, people are gonna start talking again. But
Yeah.
for me, from what I've seen, like I don't even know this dude personally. I have never even met him. I've never even talked to him. He's really from where we were before he got here. Iba eh.
That's true.
There's a lot para sa akin may sense of accountability.
Which is
And
very
I feel
important.
very important.
Yeah.
So no excuses. He always defers to the players. And he lets his game speak for himself, which I appreciate. So ganun yun. He doesn't shy. And the thing that I liked about it is hindi siya pumapatol pero at the same time hindi niya tinataguan.
Yeah.
He addresses it. So anyway,
And that mindset of Kaizen, continuous improvement, you can see it. You can see it.
oh,
It's amazing. It's amazing to see.
diba? So for those people who hate Coach Yuri, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, pero from what I mean, you might know something that I don't, but from what I'm seeing from where I am, from where I stand, I don't see a reason for me to blame him for whatever's been happening with the San Beda Red Lions. Am I saying again? I've been telling this throughout the whole podcast. Am I saying that he's a perfect coach? No, he's made mistakes. Even he himself can say that he's made mistakes. But where we are right now, compared to where we were, struggling, dysfunctional,
We're at a better
diba?
spot.
We're in a better position. Diba? I'm not even saying this is, again, sinabi natin to last podcast. This is not the best and better Red Lions team that has ever happened since the dynasty. But what I am saying is this is a great bounce back team.
Yeah.
This is a great foundational team. And I'm excited for this coming games, but I'm also excited for season 100 kasi marami papasok and it's
Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Baka
we're gonna
ma-scout
talk
nila
about
yung
that. We're gonna talk about that postseason siguro.
yeah.
But yeah, um, if you still hate him, go hate him. But for me, if he wins, he wins.
He's doing a good job at San Beda. Let's leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He wins. He wins. Yeah.
Okay, we've been talking about San Beda and Lyceum to open this podcast. Let's touch up on Benilde and Mapua.
Speaking of Papua, kasama ko yung
Yes.
nephew ko.
Oh,
Before we jump, di ba? You met my nephew when we watched the game versus
Ascals.
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam.
He's a big Mapua fan because he goes to Mapua. And he came with me to watch a San Beda Letran game because he was excited. He was curious. Medyo
Mm.
na-disappoint nga siya kasi wala masyadong tao yung Letran side. So, it was a little one-sided yung banter. But he was saying that ang saya daw manood sa San Beda side kasi nga, ang gulo, ang saya, maingay. Tapos may clappers daw, sabi niya. Kaya, dito, wala kaming ganito. Kaya may clappers, every game to. Yeah, I've never had,
No.
parang,
Pag mga big games lang, big games.
ha?
Hindi, the clappers nung first round. Walang clappers nung first round.
Yeah ba?
Wala.
Pero yan, almost
Usually
every
second
game.
round lumalabas yan.
But yeah, sabi ko. So yun. Anyway. So, ba't ko bring up yung nephew ko? His favorite player outside of Mapua is Jacob Cortez. So, pero his favorite player is Clint Escamis.
Mm.
That team is led by probably one of the best players to come out of Mapua in a long, long while.
Mm.
He's one of the leaders in steals, one of the leaders. He's in top 5 in steals, top 5 in assists, and top 5 in points.
It looks
This
like
was not
gunning for the MVP.
He's gunning for the Rookie of the Year, got MVP, maybe even a freaking Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
So basically, he's LeBron James.
Like
No, I'm
MVP
just
ba si
kidding.
LeBron nung
I'm
rookie
just
year niya?
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Ano sa
Benji
isip ko
Paras.
Derrick Rose eh.
O Derrick Rose. O yun. But, yun. Cletus Camis is a beast. And you have to game plan for him. Charles Chu is aware of that. But the thing is, and we've seen this with San Beda when we played Mapua, if you stop Escamis, there are other players who can score. Paulo Hernandez, Warren Bonifacio, and the host of other players that they have on their bench. They have a really, really, really deep bench. So that's what.
Okay, what does Benilde have to do? What ano yung keys to the game ng Benilde? Especially after, ito na naman, coach berating their
I'm not gonna
players.
style niya yun eh. So bahala siya kung feel niya, gusto niya yung ganun. But what I will say is this. Coach Charles Chu is a brilliant coach. He's a really good coach.
Yun nga, ito yung point ko eh. Ito yung sabihin na naman ito ang ginawa ng Lyceum eh. Baka naman ang sinasabi, PNR lang to ni Coach Charles para, no, we're good. The Blazers
the last time he did something like this, they lost most of their games in the first round.
Okay. Sige. So what does Benilde have to do to beat Mapua?
If I was them, I'll take a page from what San Beda did. Let Escamis tire his ass out. Kasi, why? Benil has a pretty good stable of guards. So, Prince Carlos, Mig Socson, Robin Naive, Kahukom. So, kung ako sa kanila, pagurin nila si Escamis. Pagurin nila sa Escamis, disrupt his offense, his passing ability, force the other players to beat you. And, okay, medyo kind of weird coming into this kasi nga, before this game, they lost, Benil lost to EAC and Big Zoxon was out. Talagang, hindi mo out, pero he wasn't playing well. He played horrible.
Mhm.
Um, ano rin, si Gozom din, hindi maganda yung nilaro. So, they need to step up offensively. They need to really step up and execute the way that we know Benilde can execute. Lessen the mind games din. Kasi sometimes it bites them in the ass, yung mind games. And
Mhm.
I think Mapua too is a well-composed team. So, baka hin baka mag-bite back lang sa kanila yung if they do anything stupid. Um, for me, Gosum and Okson need to really produce this game
Migs has
kasi
to produce better. He wasn't
they both have.
his
They
yeah,
both
but
have.
hindi sila yung nakakatakot na team unlike last year. The last season Blazers were scary.
Hindi. You know why it feels like that? Kasi ngayon lang lumabas yung laro ni Gosum. Ngayon lang lumabas yung laro ni Gosum. But kung tutusin mo, still the same squad. Wala
Yeah.
namang graduate sa Binil dun eh.
Mm.
This is still the same Binil squad that competed for the finals. So, they need to step up. They need to really execute. They need to force Mapua into tough shots. And yeah, they need to hit their shots, basically. Yun yung kailangan mangyari. They can't do another EAC. They can't do that. Their bigs have, di ba, yung mga bigs din nila kailangan maayos-ayos yung laro kasi andyan si Warren. Warren is gonna be a very tough player to match up with. So, yeah. In short, what Benil has to do is they have to check his gamis. They have to make sure that they don't turn the ball over against this squad. And at the same time, they need to execute offensively. They can't miss the shots. Oxon needs to really Kobe himself up.
Mm.
Kailangan niyang mag-step up if they want to have any chance of winning this game against Mapua. So, lipat naman tayo sa Mapua side. What does Mapua need to do? Benilde loves to play mind games, but sometimes it bites them back and nabobother sila sa sarili nila sa game. So, they need to keep their composure and let Benilde implode on themselves. Kasi yun yung problema ng Benilde, yung isa sa mga sakit minsan ng Benilde. They implode on themselves.
Mhm.
Hindi siya consistent, but it happens. It happens to them sometimes. And when it happens, nahihirapan silang bumalik. Diba? It happened versus EAC. It happened versus us during the first round. Nahihirapan silang bumalik. So, just be mentally tough. Feed the scammies. Let the take care of the ball. Let the scammies distribute. Get other people involved just in case na i-check nila si Escamis. Make sure Paulo Hernandez gets his touches. Warren gets his touches. And, yun, ganun. Kailangan ready sila just in case they try to do something with this Camis. They need to distribute the ball more. They need to key in on Gozum and Oxon. Let Robbie Naive beat you. Dare Robbie Naive to beat you. Pero at the very least, you have to keep those two check or
Mhm.
makontrol nyo man lang sila and force some other random person to step up. Kasi yung
Okay.
dalawa naman talaga yung consistent may capability talaga mag-step up eh. Yung
Mhm.
iba, susulpot, lilitaw, di ba? So kung may
Mhm.
mag-step up, edi kaya mo. Pero, ganun. Force them, force Gozum into awkward positions. Don't let him get his rhythm. Oxzon it could just be a bad day yung last game niya. Kaya key into him pa rin.
Alright, so ito na. Final four set. The Pirates, the Lions, the Blazers, and the Robins Cardinals are here. The final stage of 99. Paolo, Coach Paolo. Ano pa ba ibang pwedeng ano?
Ano?
Kapitan Paolo, Captain Paolo. What is your fearless, unbiased final four predictions? Okay, I will go first kasi people are looking into your insight more than mine, but I'm going San Beda at 2, Mapua at 2. Mapua at 1. What's yours?
San Beda at 2, Mapua at 2.
Really? I-extend ng Benilde ang ano.
Feeling ko.
Okay,
Kaya naman
so
yung Benilde.
oh, well, ito yung maganda sa NCAA. It's very unpredictable. And talking about that, we're going to episode on that note. And shout out to Jade Kabahug, who commented last week na glad I found this podcast. Tagal na akong naghahanap ng pod like about talking about the NCAA. Bias aside, I like the competition this season. We don't know what can happen. And again, si SJ Abarkar, agree on the part na nasanay sa panalo, good things, na sa losing, it unites the community. And Charlito Jr. Barcelona. Ito pala pare. Any thoughts on why Gallego of San Beda is not playing?
Ito, you have to remember that JB ended the season last season with an injury. So it cut his season short. But if you remember, JB and Jacob's game are pretty similar. So nung na-injure si JB, it gave Jacob the opportunity to really play more, to give him more minutes, and lumabas yung laro niya.
Mm.
So nahihirapan mag-carve out ng space si JB. So syempre his confidence is as well as it was. After his injury, he didn't get a lot of minutes kasi nga may Jacob Cortez kang kalaba sa minuto. So yun, I think that's one of the reasons why he's not really getting a lot of looks. Because may Jacob Cortez nga. As parehas pa kayo halos ng laro.
Yeah.
So, yun.
All right. So if you guys have any questions, violent reactions, comment down sa comment section. Again, sabi namin, binabasa namin lahat yan. Mag-text ako kay Paolo Perez na alas 3 ng umaga para lang kunin ng insight niya. But that's about it. Before I open the stage to Paolo for his shoutouts, you guys are probably listening to this on the way home from your vacation. Happy long weekend, everyone. And tomorrow, if you're listening to this on a Monday, tomorrow's the semifinals to start. It's at MOA Arena. Wear your school colors. It's going to be one hell of a Tuesday. And also on Friday, Araneta Coliseum. We hope to see you there, especially the Bedan communities, the Bedan community who will be supporting the Red Lions. I can't wait. Again, Pirates, Cardinals, Lions, and the Pirates and the Blazers. Blaze it up, bro. So, Paolo, any shout outs before we end this episode?
No, just shout out to all of the students then that I saw last game. And shout out to the San Beda University band, to everybody from the San Beda Ultras.
Ooh.
Shout out to all of the alumni that are watching us. And what else? Yeah, shout out to the team. Yeah, shout out to the team. Everyone from the Red Lions who've been supporting the podcast, sobrang thankful namin sa inyo na nakikinig pala kayo sa amin. Dami naming
Yes.
ebas. Diba? Dami namin ebas, diba? Pero, anyway, sobrang thank you. And yeah, no. By the way, for everybody who's listening, so after this week pala, since final for this week, next week na yung finals. So that'll be fun.
December 5. Baka may permanent title na si Paolo after December 5. So, sana, no? Sana may permanent title ka na. Hindi ka na kapitan. Hindi ka na manong. So, sana hindi ka na doc.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Finals if we are able to really close out and win. Hopefully we do. And shout out to Attorney Hannah Barantes, who's now a professor.
Yes.
Uh,
Prof.
at San
Hannah.
Beda. Manonood daw siya. Siya ng hobby niya. So, shout out.
Hey, get well soon. Get well soon kay Attorney
Get
Hannah
well
and the
soon.
family.
And get well soon, Nika. A future Red Lion fan.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so that's it for my end for now. But thank you to everyone who's been listening to us. Thank you for the support. We've been really appreciative of it. We're really loving it. Even some people from other schools, not just on bed, are sharing our stuff. So really happy for that. Anyway, that's it on my end, Danny.
All right, that's it. So again, this is me, Justin, your host for the 7th episode of the Upperbox Podcast. And with me is Engineer Paolo. Thank you guys and see you next week. Bye-bye. Sige. Ano ka? Please, snare ka. Ako yung bass.